In the heart of Kano, Amina's world fractured on the morning her husband's second wedding was announced. For years, she had been the first wife, a title that meant more than marriage. It meant she was the keeper of the home, the anchor of the family, a mother, and a respected partner. Her life was a tapestry of shared history and quiet dignity, woven into the very walls of the compound she managed. But with the arrival of a new wife, her position became precarious. The respect she had always known began to curdle. Familiar faces now held unfamiliar expressions. Respect turned to whispers exchanged over fences. Whispers turned to open mockery in the market. She was no longer seen as the matriarch, but as a relic, a problem to be solved. Then came the day the solution was delivered. A formal notice, a cold command. They told her to leave the home she had built. There was no apology for her years of service, no offer of shelter, just the indifferent street and the weight of her new reality. But as she walked away, she carried something they could not take from her, an unyielding will to survive. They laughed as the gate closed, their scorn a final parting blow. The humiliation stung like the fierce Kano sun at noon, searing a resolve deep into her soul. She found a small, bare room in a forgotten corner of the city. There was no space for pride or self-pity, only enough for breath and prayer. In that silence, a quiet rebellion began. A plan formed, simple and stark. Buy low, sell fair, and show up every single day no matter what. She chose discipline over despair, focusing on the one thing she could control, her own effort. One small, deliberate step at a time. Amina started with textile remnants, the vibrant, colorful pieces others overlooked. Where they saw scraps, she saw possibility. She knew the language of fabric, the stories held in each thread. Every naira was counted, every transaction meticulously recorded. Her ledger became a testament to her resilience, each entry a small victory against the odds. Days bled into weeks, and the sprawling Kermi market began to learn her name. Not as the discarded wife, but as the woman with an eye for quality and a fair price. She sold with a quiet grace, an honesty that felt rare and drew people back. Her stall became a small island of integrity in the chaotic sea of commerce. Trust, she discovered, multiplied faster than stock. It was a currency more valuable than any coin. Through the lashing rains of the wet season and the choking dust of the harmattan, she showed up. Her consistency became her brand. The profits grew, small at first, but steady, undeniable. Each day's earnings were a brick in the new foundation of her life. And with her financial independence, respect returned. This time, it was not granted by marriage, earned through achievement. It was hers alone. She paid her rent early. Then she began to invest in herself, paying for peace of mind, lessons in business, mentorship from older market women, and access to better suppliers. She learned what true quality really costs, and more importantly, what it earns in reputation and loyalty. Soon there was a name, a mark, a promise known throughout the market. Amina always delivers. Work created more work. Her success began to feed others as she hired her first assistant, a young woman eager to learn. Gratitude framed each day. Strength, earned through hardship, secured each night. She was no longer just surviving, she was thriving. Then, one afternoon, walking a familiar street, she saw a listing that stopped her breath and made her heart pound. The gate that had once shut her out, the very symbol of her exile, was up for sale. Her former home was on the market. She went back to her ledgers. The numbers, once a tool for survival, now presented an opportunity for vindication. The figures aligned. Her courage did the rest. With the stroke of a pen, Amina became the owner, the keeper of the home once again, but this time by her own hand. She returned with a deed, not to beg, but to begin. The paper in her hand was more than a legal document, it was a declaration. A quiet, unshakable promise she had made to herself in the lonely hours of exile. Her name, her seal, her terms. Every letter was a testament to the nights she spent learning, the profits she meticulously saved, and the dignity she refused to surrender. This was ownership, earned in silence and solitude. Those who once mocked her stood silent. Their whispers had been a constant hum of judgment, a chorus of doubt. Now, faced with her calm resolve, their words failed them. Eviction notices were served lawfully. There was no shouting, no satisfying scene of revenge. Just the quiet, methodical process of the law taking its course, just boundaries, as clear and undeniable as ink on paper. A line drawn not in anger, but in self-respect. She renewed what neglect had dulled. The gate, once a symbol of her exclusion, was the first thing she reclaimed. Each brushstroke was an act of restoration, painting over the faded memories of pain. Gardens grew where gossip once did. She cultivated life in the very soil that had heard so many bitter words, turning barren ground into a place of beauty and peace. Light returned. So did dignity. The house began to breathe again, cleansed of its sorrowful past. She did not erase the past. She outgrew it, building a new reality on the foundations of her hardship. Home, at last, on her terms. Her shop expanded. Apprentices learned the craft, their eager hands a sign of the future she was building. She shared the knowledge she once had to beg for, ensuring other women would have the skills she fought so hard to acquire. Systems replaced struggle. Orderly ledgers and careful inventory were her tools of empowerment, creating stability where chaos once reigned. Partnerships, not pity, built her future. She sought collaborators, not saviors, building a network based on mutual respect and shared vision. Some looked away, unable to meet her gaze. Some whispered apologies, their words carried on the wind. She chose grace over grievance, offering a quiet nod of acceptance. Her victory needed no audience and no applause. This was proof that survival can become stewardship. The ashes of the first wife, a painful memory acknowledged, not denied, became the fertile ground for a new legacy. This is not a story of revenge, it is a story of return. A return to self, to strength, to a life she designed, from scorn to ownership, from silence to standing tall. Amina rebuilt more than a life. She rebuilt a name, transforming it from a symbol of loss into a beacon of resilience. Let no one define you by your darkest day.